on, guys? So today in this video I'm going to be giving you a full mod list on my 2013 MAZDASPEED3 in pearl white. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the exterior of the car, and then we'll go under the hood, then to the interior. I tried filming this outside. It's a really nice day, but it's windy and my mic is just not having it, so unfortunately I have to do this in the garage. I'm starting on the outside. Right off the bat, I have SpecD headlights. They look really good, and I've had them on the car for maybe like 2 years, but unfortunately I noticed today while I was washing the car, clear coat is peeling up on them, which really sucks because it's ugly. From a distance you can't really like tell at all, but just looking up close it's just ugly, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna have to either fix that, or eventually I think I'm gonna go with completely custom headlights. But for now I'm rocking the SpecD. I still have the OEM ones. I can always swap them out if these are really turning ugly or whatever, but yeah. I have a carbon fiber Hoodscoop. I'm not sure the brand. I don't know if it's Bayson R or Corksport, real carbon Hoodscoop here. It makes the Gen 2s just look so much better. In the front here we have a Bayson R polyurethane lip. A lot of people run these on speeds. Mine's extremely beat up just from my car being low and scraping all the time, but I've like repainted it a bunch of times and I'm just kind of over it. It's just kind of gonna get beat up. Then moving on here, I plastied the fog light bezels white. I just think it kind of looks good. It's a good contrast on the black. It probably needs to be redone because I did that a long time ago, but I still like it. So moving on from there, everything else is pretty much normal. Oh, I guess I plastered up the emblems on the car as well. I think it looks good with the white emblems, but yeah, so that's it for the front end. We'll move down here. So wheel and tire setup. So the tires are Firehawk Indy 500s. They are 225 40 R18, I believe. And then my wheel setup, they are Enkei PDC wheels in hyper gray. It's an 18 by 8 plus 35, I believe, is the specs on these wheels. It's a square setup, front and back. I really like how these wheels look. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I really like how they look. Unfortunately, they don't make them any wider, because with the offset and the like size of these wheels, they're kind of like not concave, but they're not flush with the fenders, unfortunately, like I would like them to be, as you can see. But it's not a huge deal. I'll probably end up swapping them out for some other wheels down the road, but for right now, I like how the car sits and how it looks. Suspension, I have RaceLand Primo coilovers. They are like the adjustable like dampening ones. They do not ride the best, forewarning if anybody's looking into them. I bought them because they were budget friendly for me, and they have a lifetime warranty, which is super nice from RaceLand. So anything happens, I contact them and they take care of me. So I think I've had them on the car for like maybe 15-20,000 miles now. Haven't had any issues with them, other than, again, the ride quality is not the best, but you get what you pay for in that aspect. And yeah, so I'm happy with them. They got me pretty dang low over here. I'll give you that. So I'm tucking tire in here. I raised the front up like a ½ an inch, but I was pretty much maxed out in the front, I believe, and then I raised it up a ½ an inch, and then the rear can go a little bit lower, I do believe, but it's already insanely low here. Show you that. Yeah, so I don't have any real issues with rubbing or anything, just because my wheels aren't any wider than what they are, so I don't really have an issue with rubbing on the fenders. Sometimes you'll hear it kind of rubbing. I also have Rally Armor mud flaps. They're the black with like the red letters or whatever. I think this is one of the first mods I did to my car. I just think it looks really good on speeds, and it's a hatchback, and I believe all hatchbacks need some mud flaps. Not only that, but it protects your car and other people's cars and all that stuff. Then moving on to the side skirt extensions, it's kind of hard to see, but they are also Bayson R. Got them off eBay, I think, or something like that. $100, and yeah, I think they look really good, and they tie the whole kit together. Talk about my tint. So it is 20% all around. I really like how it looks. It just changes the look of a car, in my opinion, getting your windows tinted. Again, the white on the black just looks great. I think everybody can agree. I also have well visors here. They look really nice. They're extremely low profile, and they do cut down on the wind noise and everything like that when you have your windows cracked. Also, I have a 5% strip on the windshield as well. I think it just looks really good. Again, the black and white theme. I'll talk about the roof rack next. I forget the company that makes it, but it's actually mounted into the rails here, which is nice. A lot of like the aftermarket ones that I've seen, that's not like the really expensive ones like Yakima and all that stuff, they all like clip onto the A-pillar like that, and I just don't think it looks very good. I got this for like $100 or something like that off eBay. I'll post links in the description to anything that I can find. Some of this stuff is I bought a long time ago, and it might not be offered anymore, but yeah, the roof rack's sick. I guess we'll move to the rear here. So I also have the Bayson R spoiler extension. I think it looks really good. Just kind of adds something to the rear end of the car. You can see the rest of the Bayson R rear diffuser. I painted this myself, and I really have to redo this, but it's starting to peel and it just doesn't look the best. What else is back here? Cobb license plate frame, nothing crazy. Again, did the white emblems on it. Exhaust tips here. So these are 4-inch exhaust tips that I got off Amazon, I believe. Again, I'll leave a link to everything that I can. I wish that they stuck out a little bit farther than what they do, so maybe I'll eventually change that, but yeah, it looks good. Again, my year, it came with like the gray painted like valence on the bumper. I think it looks really good. Yeah, I just have my YouTube and some stickers, repping Freak Tune and all that jazz. Give you kind of. And I love how this car has turned out. She's my baby, and I've put a lot of hours into this car, and I'm just so glad with how it's turned out. So let's jump under the hood. All right, so under the hood, doesn't look the prettiest. It definitely needs some work under here, just to kind of like spruce things up and make it look clean and stuff. Eventually it'll be all pretty, but for now, this is how it looks. So my car is a front mount. I painted the pipes white. It's CX Racing piping. I have a video on my channel of my setup if you want to go check that out. But it's CX Racing piping to a Mishimoto front mount, or a Mishimoto core, I should say. It's the Mline, and it's in black, as you can see. I just thought it looked kind of sleeper, and when you kind of see the M peeking out of the grill, I just think it kind of is a cool aesthetic. Stock intake manifold, stock exhaust manifold back there. I have a Forge bypass valve. It makes the cool whooshy noises, which is nice, but also holds more PSI than the stock one does. I have an Injen intake. I forget the size of it. I think it's a 3-inch, if I'm not mistaken. But it's the one that goes into the fender well. It's gonna be really hard to see, but I have the filters down there, and then I have a hydro shield on it, so it doesn't suck up a bunch of water. This will be changing in the near future when I go big turbo, but that's going to be down the line. So right now I'm just rocking the Injen intake. You can see I have a grimspeed boost controller. It's a 3-port boost controller. Obviously, the most important thing, I have high pressure fuel pump internals from Corksport in the housing there. I also have in there the E85 safe kit from Raze, is it? I don't remember where they're from, but I will put a link down in the description to them. But it's the E85 safe kit, so it's the O-ring kit, and I rebuilt the internals of that with the upgraded ones, and yeah, clean the pump and everything like that. I have a turbo inlet pipe. You're not even gonna see it. I'm not even gonna attempt to show you, but it's a turbo inlet pipe from eBay. I think it's like a G Plus or G Force or something like that. Haven't had any issues with it. It's a silicone one. The turbo back there, you can kind of see. It is the stock KL4. However, I bought the car with like 40,000 miles, and at like 50,000 miles, my turbo seals went on my turbo, and luckily my local Mazda dealer covered it. They covered the work and to get a new turbo. So this turbo probably has like 40,000 miles on it, 50,000 miles on it maybe. Haven't really had any issues with this one. So yeah, this KL4 is still going strong. I have a eBay Catless downpipe to a resonator delete, and then I still have the stock muffler. So my exhaust system is a Catless downpipe to a 3-inch Catless downpipe to a resonator delete to the stock muffler. So basically it's straight piped from the turbo all the way back to the stock muffler. I think it sounds really good. It is loud, but it doesn't drone too bad, like on the highway and that kind of stuff. It just was a cheap way to get a good sounding exhaust. Eventually maybe I'll go like a full 3-inch exhaust or whatever, but for right now it does its job. And with the Catless downpipe, you get those power gains, baby. I have a stock passenger mount, stock transmission mount, but I have a Damond rear motor mount. Obviously you're not going to be able to see it, but yeah, it's a Damond rear motor mount. It does give you the vibration in the cab, but it's really not that bad, and just stiffens up the motor, and less wheel hop, etc. Eventually I'm going to get the Damond passenger motor mount. I'm just kind of waiting to see if I can get one for a deal on one of the Facebook pages. You're not going to be able to see it. I have a 3-bar map sensor down there, or 3.5 bar map sensor down there from Corksport. It's the plug and play one. I know everybody in the Mazda community trashes those things, but I haven't had any issues luckily with mine yet, so I'm just gonna keep running it. I have NGK 1-step colder spark plugs in there, gap to like 0.24 I think, or 0.25. I can't remember exactly. I am Pro Tune by Justin from Freak Tune. As you guys saw the sticker back there. Great tuner, great guy to work with, and car has been running phenomenally since I got tuned by him. I have a 93 tune, and then also an E85 tune. It's an E33 mix is what it is. So yeah, that's what I'm running on the car now. So it's E33. This car should make like in the 300 wheel horsepower range, like low 300s, probably 320 maybe. And then torque is probably like around 370 to 380 according to Justin. So yeah, I don't know how accurate those numbers are because I've never had the car dynoed, but if I were to dyno it, I'd expect it in that range. It definitely feels like that much power. I'm happy with the setup right now, and eventually I will be upgrading to a BNR turbo, probably like an S4, maybe S5. I'm not exactly sure. It depends on how much more money and time and everything that I want to put into this car. But before that, I need a clutch and everything else. So I am on the stock clutch right now. Not really having any issues with it. as far as all the power mods that I have done to it. It seems to be holding up, but I'm definitely going to want to upgrade that before I throw any more power at this car. I did actually forget one thing. So down there, you'll see there's that red hose and then like a metallic thing right there. That is my oil catch can, also from Damond Motorsports. I think that is everything. Okay, so for my interior, it's pretty stock in here. So I'm just gonna quickly go over what I have done in the interior. So as you can see, I have my Cobb access port V3 there. I have a shift boot from Shift Happens. It's a cheap boot. I've had this for a long time. It's super faded. I need to get a new one. And then I have a JBR weighted shift knob, and then under here I have solid shifter bushings from Torque Solutions, I believe. But yeah, otherwise the interior of this car is stock. Alright guys, so sorry if the audio is a little bit different. I don't have my mic attached right now, but forgot to film an outro for this video, so that's it for the mod list on my 2013 MAZDASPEED3. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Take it easy, stay safe, and peace out.